we move to feel good, to live longer, to be able to lift heavier, lift our kids when we're older, to be able to run longer or walk longer for when we're older, to live with less pain. Welcome to the Pelvic Power Podcast. My name is Penny, and I am the host of this lovely space. I am a pelvic floor yoga teacher who teaches people with pelvic pain how to use movement, breathwork, and body awareness to ease and manage their pain while living a pleasurable life. In this space, we'll be talking about all things taboo because we love it, and how to support your lovely pelvis and your lovely self on this journey that you are on. I am very happy that you are here, and I hope that you enjoy this episode. Welcome back to another episode of the Pelvic Power Podcast. I'm very excited that you are here today. Let's dive straight into today because we're going to talk about working out with pelvic pain. So I have several people that are reaching out to me asking, how are you so active while living with pelvic pain? Do you have any tips and tricks? And boy, do I. Yes, I do. So living with pelvic pain can feel really challenging. I know. And obviously, we all know that's why we're here. We talk about this a lot. I teach a lot of yoga. I teach a lot of hot yoga. I lift heavy. I lift about 5 to 6 times a week. And when it comes to working out or moving your body, you gotta try and find ways to meet your body where it needs to be met. And this might be really hard to feel this if you're not really tuned into it. So practice, practice, practice. That is why we are here. So when you're working out, if you feel like you've pushed yourself too far, know that that's okay. Show yourself some grace. You push yourself too far. You are so fucking fantastic. You are a lovely little bubble. You pushed yourself too far. Tomorrow's a new day. You didn't do anything wrong. You did what you wanted to do, and now you might be in a little bit of extra pain. It's totally fine that you might have pushed yourself a little bit. So on this journey, remember to be kind to yourself too. I have made a list of things that I like to consider living with pelvic pain when I'm working out. I also live with lichen sclerosis, so keep that in mind. Some of these are mainly for people living with lichen sclerosis because it's skin related, but take what resonates, leave the rest. First off, we are romanticizing our life today. I'm drinking bubbly lime out of a wine glass. Because why should we save the wine glasses for wine night, especially if we don't drink alcohol? You can still have cute glassware at home. So, yes, just remember to romanticize your life. Yesterday, I had a bath. After working out, I had a bath. I read my book. I had some snacks. It was absolutely lovely. Let's dive into it, shall we? So, first things first, what are you wearing when working out? Are you aware of the things that you are wearing? So, I post a lot about lichen sclerosis, and we're all out here. We're trying to figure out what we're wearing, but also when it comes to pelvic tension in general. So, with workout wear, I am very specific about the things that I do wear. I don't want anything to be too restricting. Not over the abdomen. I don't want anything to be too tight. Keep in mind, I do wear Lulu Align. I really like those. They are pretty tight, but they're not like on me. I don't like that at all. So to each their own. I had someone asking me, "Why are you wearing polyester pants?" And I'm like, "I am still learning, okay? I am still learning, and I'm not saying to throw out all of your old clothes because it doesn't align with whatever the belief is right now. I'm saying see if you can meet your body where it's at on that given day without shaming yourself and without shaming other people, okay? So you're finding things that works for you, and it all starts with your pants. Tight pants, I don't like anything that has a seam in it, and anything that has like a specific fabric to it, I don't really know. I like the little line pants. A lot of people do not. And now they're also talking about how the things that the pants are made out of are also impacting pelvic pain. Like there's so many different angles to look at it. And I know that it can become very stressful. It's kind of like, when we're talking about food. Like one moment we're not eating butter, the next moment it's really great for your hormonal health. Whatever. We're always so stressed about so many things in life. How can you meet yourself where you need to be met instead? I like wearing the Align pants. I'm going to stick to the line pants probably until I find something that feels more comfortable to me. That is just my preference. Think about the pants that you're wearing. What pants work well for you? If you don't want to wear tight pants, you don't have to wear tight pants. You can wear flowy pants. You can wear more baggy pants that feels good to you. As long as you feel comfortable, it might not have to do anything with the pants itself or the style of the pant. Maybe it's more about the fabric. Then what underwear are you wearing? I only wear hoo-ha. That's the only underwear that I'm wearing. I do not wear anything that's, you know, what's that word? Not sequins. No, it's not the same. Lace. I don't wear any lace underwear. I don't wear anything with a little seam in it. Again, I'm very mindful if anything gets shoved up in there. I want to feel comfortable, okay? We want to feel comfortable. We're out here moving our bodies. I want to feel as comfortable as possible. But again, to each their own. Find an underwear that works for you, and it doesn't have to look a specific way. I do love hoo-ha. I even wear their thongs. I was not able to wear a thong for years until I found hoo-ha. And I feel really comfortable in their thong, and I also feel really hot for myself. Talked about that before. How can you feel sexy for yourself? Wear things that make you feel comfortable. Okay, the list continues. How much water are you actually drinking when you are not working out? Are you increasing your water intake when you are working out? Your water intake is super important. I teach a lot of hot yoga. I'm out here, I lift. I am very mindful of my water intake and also take electrolytes on top of that and making sure that I'm hydrating properly because that will also impact your pelvic pain. That will impact your pelvic health. You can always put a little salt in your water to get a little bit more electrolytes in there if that's your jam. But just make sure that you're drinking enough water, especially if you're working out. But we're drinking enough water even if we're not working out. But if you're out there, you're sweating, you're exerting yourself, make sure that you are drinking enough water before, during, and after. You're not just chugging water at the end of the day, you're drinking water throughout the duration of the exercise or the workout and also throughout the entire day. Do you warm up before you work out? This is very important. Do you warm up? Do you do mobility work? I do so much mobility work before I actually go into my actual lifting session. I make sure that I'm doing my mobility, that I'm doing my stretches. I'm focusing on what that might be for the day. If I'm doing back, I'm focusing on the back. I'm focusing on my breath, breathing into the back body, breathing into front, the side. I'm stretching out the side. I'm rolling out. I'm foam rolling. I'm rolling on my little balls. I'm doing my fascia release. I am focusing on warming up the specific part of the body. And you might think, okay, what does this have to do with pelvic pain? Everything is connected in the body. Your rib cage is connected to your pelvis. Your scapula is connected to your pelvis. Your feet are connected to your pelvis. Everything is connected. If I'm going to do a lower body day, I'm going to be rolling out my feet. I'm going to be rolling out my calves. I'm going to be working on my ankle mobility before I actually get into that workout. And there's so many things that you can look up on TikTok and on YouTube to learn more about how you can support your body, that specific body part through mobility. It's super important. And when it comes to the pelvis itself, are you out here squatting and you're not warming up? You're not warming up through the pelvis, you're not working through your range of motions, feeling into the hips, rolling out your glutes, whatever that may be. Make sure that you are warmed up. Whenever I see a person at the gym and they're doing mobility, I'm like, you are automatically so much hotter. You're prioritizing your health, how you're moving, how you're going to feel when you're older. And also, if it's a hot person, if it's already an attractive person, then I know that if they're doing mobility, their hips are going to work well in other circumstances too. So it's just a plus plus. I had a I had a couple that I was talking to the other day at the gym and the guy was saying, "Oh, look at my internal rotation." And the woman was saying, "Oh, that's really great." And I just looked at her and I was like, "Lucky you." And she's like, "What?" And then I just raised my eyebrows and she's like, "Oh, oh." I'm like, "Yeah, he can move his hips. That's great. He's not gonna cramp in the middle of the freaking set that he's doing at that time." So focus on your mobility. Are you warming up? Same goes for after. How are you tending to your body after? How are you tending to your nervous system after and before? Because we're working up to something that is pretty upregulating. You want to start to warm up your nervous system. And then when we're coming down, how are you done regulating? Depending on what you're doing, pelvic floor breathing, sed lying, legs up the wall, You can do a little hug the earth pose, a little child's pose, just to down regulate a little bit, ease some of that tension. And I always say this, take yoga with you off your mat. You are out here, you are doing your pelvic floor stretches, you are coming to your pelvic floor yoga class. What are some things that you can take with you off your mat into your workout? That goes before, during, and after. Okay, so you're taking all of that with you. You know that you're going to be working out. How can you actually create a connection with your breath first? Because your breath is so important for your pelvic health and when you are working out. You are doing core work. You want to make sure that you're breathing properly, that you're not holding your breath when you're squatting. You're doing a plank. Focus on breathing in through the rib cage. Really feel that expansion of the breath. Focus on that instead of focusing on how how long or a timer. I'm going to hold this plank, for example, 45 seconds. How many breaths can I hold this plank for? And let the breath be your focus and let that be your powerhouse throughout your workout. How long can I hold this pose for when it comes to my breathing instead of focusing on a specific time? Let the breath guide you. If you're noticing that, oh, you're doing lunges, for example, and your breath is starting to kind of cave in on you. You don't have that connection anymore. Okay, maybe you should stop a little bit, take a moment, and reset. In between your sets, are you resting? What are you doing? Maybe you sit down a little bit and you're like, oh, my left hip needs a little bit of internal rotation work today. Maybe that's something that you can focus on. Or, okay, my traps are feeling a little bit tight. I'm going to roll it out in between my sets. And then there are yoga poses that you can take in between. For example, deep yogi squat. Love that pose. Love that pose. That's such a great pose that you can do. And if you like to go to exercise or fitness classes, that is a pose that you can just drop into. No one will question anything. And also, you're allowed to have rests. You're allowed to have rest when you are doing an exercise class. Just putting it out there, baby. You're allowed to rest in an exercise class. At least in my opinion, that's what I say. If anyone was to say anything, just tell them to fuck off. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. But tell them afterwards that I need to rest. This is what I need to do for my body. I am very much of the belief that we move to feel good, to live longer, to be able to lift heavier, lift our kids when we're older, to be able to run longer or walk longer for when we're older, to live with less pain. When you come to one of my yoga classes, never ever will I ever talk about calories or you burning something. I know after like Thanksgiving, people come to my hot yoga classes and they're like, oh, I really need to burn off all the food that I ate. You do not have to earn your food whatsoever. You are still so worthy no matter how much you're eating. And I'm never going to talk about calories. I'm never going to talk about body size or anything like that. I'm here because I want you to feel good and supported in your body and to create an energy shift within you. Like I love that part of the practice when you have worked through the movements that you're doing throughout the class and then you lie down towards the end and it's like I can give myself 5 minutes to just rest here and just receive. And it's not about earning that rest, it's about landing in yourself and connecting with yourself and just feeling like I'm a part of something bigger. And it kind of, yeah, it's kind of creating this whole new sense of like what it is being alive. You feel alive. That's what you do in that moment, according to myself. That is why I'm here. When it comes to working out, are you also prioritizing rest and sleep? This is actually one of the things that I'm trying to learn right now. So, are you prioritizing your rest and your sleep? We always talk about sleep is so important for pelvic health, but especially if you're also going to push in some workouts in there, you need to make sure that you're prioritizing your sleep, that you're feeling good. For me, people always ask me, how do I teach so many hot yoga classes and then also lift on top of that? I put so much focus into my food, input to my hydration, and also into my sleep. Right now, I'm not having the best sleep because I have a little cat, but I try to rest in between that. It's more the resting without guilt. I find that I'm struggling with a lot right now. Give me a shout out if you feel the same. Or not resting without guilt. It's more resting without doing anything else, without scrolling on my phone or thinking about something that I have to do. I have to respond to an email, I have to reach out to a student. Just resting to rest, read a book, regulate. lie down for just a couple moments. Back to a little bit like sclerosis. Do you moisturize before, during, and after? Do you put on your steroid ointment? Do you actually use the tools, the things that you have to support your beautiful, lovely vulva, your beautiful, lovely skin? I moisturize before I go and do any sort of physical activity. So today, for example, I taught 2 hot yoga classes this morning. I put on my moisturizer before I went and did that. Didn't feel a tear whatsoever. I come home, I shower. I feel a little bit of a tear. I put on my moisturizer or my steroid ointment after I shower. Today I put on my moisturizer. It's almost out. I need to refill it. And then I'm gonna go do a Pilates session later. So then I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna shower again. Maybe I put on my moisturizer again, or I'm putting on my steroid ointment. I did put on my steroid ointment last night though, so probably not steroid ointment today. I'll see how I feel. I usually use my moisturizer twice a day, so we'll see how I feel after. But just being mindful that you are moisturizing the area, that you're tending to the area, and again, that you are drinking your water out of your fancy wine glass. You are hydrating. Another thing that with lichoscosis is how long were you in sweaty clothes for? How long were you sitting in those sweaty clothes for? If I'm really, really, really sweaty, I usually bring a change of clothes after I taught a yoga class so that I can change. Recently, I haven't been the best at that, to be honest. I used to be a lot better at it afterwards. The hardest part is like pulling off the pants and then trying to put on new pants when you're sweaty as fuck and it's not really working. So, but how long are you spending time in those sweaty clothes? Is that impacting your lichen sclerosis? What is actually impacting your lichen sclerosis as you're working out? So it's a continuing journey to check in with yourself. Okay, what might be impacting my pelvic pain today? What am I noticing today as I'm working out? How can I shift that for tomorrow or the next day or whatever that may be? It's always like it's kind of like a what do you call it, like a polling game? Is that what people say? Just play around with it and find what works for you. Like I might be wearing tight pants when I go and teach a hot yoga class because also I teach a hot yoga a lot of hot yoga classes. I'm very mindful of the clothes that I do wear when I'm teaching because if I get too hot, I get too overwhelmed and my nervous system is just like, what the fuck is happening right now? And I don't want to feel agitated when I'm teaching another class because it's not about me. It's about the students in the class. I want to feel comfortable. But then when I get home, I'm taking off my pants and maybe I'm walking around in a robe and just airing out the area and making sure that I am tending to my body after I've done a workout, tending to myself as much as I possibly can. And as always, we say in this space, it's a journey. You're learning little by little about your body, about your being, and what you need to do. And just remember that you working out, that is a huge, fucking epic step. When I hear people messaging me saying that they're working out, I'm like, go you. You're absolutely fucking fantastic. And it's hard sometimes to be able to move your body and just like you being taking this time for yourself, it's super important because you want to be able to live for longer. You want to be able to move properly. You want to be able to feel everything slide and glide properly. And if you have kids, you want to be able to carry your kids, lift them up, run with them. You want to have a good time with them. Because if you're not moving your body, you might miss out on things in your life. And yes, we are in the space. We live with pelvic pain. We're all on different journeys. Some of us are finding it really hard or can't possibly get to that level of movement right now and know that that's okay. But what are some small things that you can do for yourself right now just to get that energy shift, to get things flowing, to help you up here in your mind? If you're not watching me on YouTube, I'm pointing to my head, but to help you up here. I'm always talking about legs up the wall. Have you even tried Lex Up the Wall yet? If you have been listening to this podcast, try it. Go ahead, give it a go. Try any of the other posts that I have on my blog or on my Instagram, anything that I send out in my emails. If you're not on my email list yet, go get yourself on my email list. Just try things out and see if you can shift a little bit. It doesn't have to be, oh, I have to go and do a sweaty workout session. You will never, for the life of me, see me run, ever. Like it looks so satisfying to me when other people are running. Like I'm like, oh, I wish that I could run. Like I probably can if I wanted to, but I don't fucking want to. Like it looks so serene, but I have so many other things that makes me feel so serene. I had a member came up to me, an older gentleman. He came up to me and he was like, "Did I see you run uptown the other day?" I'm like, "Man, if I'm running, you better be running too because I am running from something. You will not see me running because my pelvis doesn't like it. I don't like it. Sometimes I get into this like, oh, I'm gonna start running, and then I run for one day, and that run might be 2 minutes, and then I'm walking the rest. Like, we're all just so different in what we're enjoying and what we're liking. Some of us might like to climb, some of us might want to kayak. Like, all of these things are also movement and they're keeping you active, they're keeping things flowing and things juicy. Some of us only like to practice yoga. I do recommend doing weight training though, as we are getting older. You should start weight training just a little bit, but if you feel like it's not there right now, that's totally fine. I want you to know that I see you and I know that we're on so different levels. And I really hope that you're taking what resonates here with you and leave the rest because we're all on so different levels. Some of us maybe having a day right now, we can't even get up out of bed. And I understand that and I see that and it's fucking challenging. But what is one thing that you can do for yourself right now? Hug your legs in towards the chest, give yourself a big hug and just rock from side to side. Like all the pressure and all the stretching, all the movement, even if it doesn't feel like all the movement, it's just a little movement. That also impacts your fascia, your nervous system, everything in your body. It's important instead of just lying stagnant, upside down, I almost said, but lying flat on your back. So, how are some things that you can do? Hug the legs in towards the chest. You can do one leg at a time. You can find some twists that can feel really nice through the rib cage. Breathe in to your pelvis. Just some small things. Movement is very important to feel better, especially if we live with pelvic tension. Because if you're lying still, you might contribute to more pelvic tension and that will cause maybe more pain too. So, how are some small things that you can invite in right now that you can do for your lovely pelvis? If you enjoy this episode, let me know. There's a lot of things that I can say about working out. And if you have any questions regarding anything, we can always dive deeper into any of these topics that I was talking about today. I often find that, as I was saying, it's not about burning calories or working out to look good. That's just, a benefit from it, working out. But in today's society, and where a lot of us are still working on it, me included, the main focus is on how we look, but how can we focus on how we feel instead? This is something that I say in class often. Don't worry about how you look. Focus on how you're feeling, how your body's responding to the movement, how you are receiving the support from the movement and from something that may be greater than you. I was out for a walk this morning and it was a rainy walk and it was lovely. I love walking in the rain. And those are moments that I feel really connected to myself and also to life because it's just the smell and the way the earth like kind of comes alive in a sense, and it also brings out that witchy feeling that I really like the earthy witchy feeling, and that really regulates me. And that was just a walk. So how can you invite in movement that you feel supported by or that makes you feel connected to yourself instead of worrying what you look like? Until next time, remember to look after your beautiful body. Go do any of the poses, the stretches that I recommended. Go roll out your feet, roll out your glutes, whatever that may look to you or look like for you. If you don't know what to do, come join us in the Pelvic Health Yoga membership. That is why we are here. We're not just doing pelvic floor yoga. We're also doing myofascial release, which is super important for movement, being able to move properly, for body awareness, for decreasing pain. We're also working with our breath. All of these things are super important for your pelvic pain. So come join us in the Pelvic Health Yoga membership. And yeah, I'll talk to you next week. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Bye. If you love this episode, I would be so grateful if you could leave a rate and review in your podcast app. It would mean so much to me. If you're tuning in on YouTube, feel free to hit subscribe and leave a little comment down below about what you learned about yourself today. Thank you so much, and you have no idea how much I appreciate you for being here.